All right, so today we're jumping into a book that's absolutely foundational, but honestly, it gets overlooked a lot, and that's the book of Deuteronomy. Now, if you think this is just some dry collection of old laws, think again. This is a powerful, passionate, final address from one of the most important leaders in history. And to really get it, you've got to start with the man himself, Moses.
So to really grasp Deuteronomy, you have to realize who's talking. This isn't just anybody. The book literally ends by saying, look, there has never been another prophet in Israel like Moses. This isn't some guy just giving friendly advice. No way. This is the leader who the Lord knew face to face, and he's delivering his final, urgent message. The stakes are incredibly high.
And the setting? Oh, it's pure drama. I mean, just picture this. Moses is 120 years old. For 40 years, he's led this nation through a brutal, unforgiving wilderness. And now, they're right there, standing on the edge of the Jordan River, staring at the promised land they've dreamed about for so long. But Moses, he can't go in. Because of one mistake, he's forbidden from entering. He knows he's about to die, and this is it. This is his one last shot to prepare a whole new generation for everything that's coming.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the structure of these final speeches. Then, we'll unpack what the name Deuteronomy actually means. After that, we'll see how it's cleverly designed just like an ancient treaty. We'll get to the absolute heart of the message and then wrap up with its incredible lasting legacy.
So with that incredibly dramatic stage set, you can see what this book really is. It's basically a series of powerful farewell speeches. This is Moses' last chance, his final opportunity to pour everything he has into shaping the heart and the mind of this nation before he's gone for good.
The whole book is really built around three main sermons. But here's the crucial part. Who is he talking to? Well, it's not the generation that escaped from Egypt. That entire group, they're gone. They were disqualified from entering the land. Moses is speaking to their kids, a brand new generation born out in the wilderness. These are people who never saw the plagues. They never stood at the foot of Mount Sinai. So they need to hear their own story, understand their identity, and get the laws right from the very beginning. In this whole idea of retelling the story for a new generation, well, that brings us right to the book's name, which honestly can be a bit misleading. It's called Deuteronomy, but what does that even mean? So the name itself comes from Greek, Deuteronomonion, which translates pretty simply to second law. But right there, we've got to be careful. Second law sounds like he's giving them a totally new set of rules, right? Well, not exactly. Let's break that down. The first law that was given at Mount Sinai to the parents' generation, this so-called second law is being explained on the plains of Moab to their kids. See the difference? It's not a new law, it's a passionate retelling. Moses is recontextualizing the original covenant for a new generation in a new place. He's explaining why these laws matter, what they mean for their new life in the Promised Land.
Okay, and this is where it gets really, really cool. The structure of this book isn't random at all. It's not just a jumble of speeches and laws. It was intentionally designed to look exactly like something its original audience would have recognized immediately.
It's modeled after an ancient document called a suzerain vassal treaty. Sounds complicated, but it's not. This was just a standard agreement back then between a great, powerful king, the suzerain, and a smaller subject nation, the vassal. And what Moses does is, he uses this exact political treaty format to explain the covenant relationship between God and Israel.
And the parallels are just, wow, they're spot on. First, you have an introduction that identifies who's in the treaty, God and Israel. Then you get a historical prologue, where Moses recaps the last 40 years of their relationship. The big middle section, those are the stipulations, the laws of the covenant. And it all wraps up with the consequences. Blessings if you obey, and curses if you don't. Using this structure sent a crystal clear message. Your relationship with God isn't casual. It's a formal, binding treaty.
But if you drill down past all the laws, all the history, and this treaty structure, you find the beating heart of the entire book. There's one central idea that holds everything else together.
So what is it? What's the single most important thing that Moses is desperate for this new generation to get?
It's this right here. This is known as the Shema, which is just the Hebrew word for listen. And this became the central prayer in all of Judaism, recited every single day. It's the ultimate statement of their identity. The Lord is our God, the Lord is one. And the only right response to this one true God is a total, all-in, all-encompassing love. But we have to understand the original Hebrew words here are so much bigger than our English translations. That word listen, Shema, it doesn't just mean to hear a sound. It means to listen, to truly hear, and then to respond, to obey. And love? Oh, it's not just a feeling or an emotion. It's a deep, devoted, wholehearted commitment. It's your actions, your will, your mind. It's everything you are and everything you have.
So, the big question is, does it work? After this powerful speech, does this new generation actually listen and love? Well, what's fascinating is that Moses himself is surprisingly realistic, and his answer is what really shows us the book's true, lasting legacy.
I mean, think about it. After 40 years with these people, Moses knows them inside and out. He knew their parents, and he knows them. And he straight up predicts their failure. He says, I know that after I'm gone, you are going to rebel. He sees that there's something fundamentally broken deep inside them, in their hearts. He calls it a stubborn heart, and it makes them incapable of consistently choosing what's right on their own.
But then, right on the heels of that really bleak prediction, Moses gives them this incredible glimmer of hope for the future. He says that one day God himself is going to do a kind of spiritual surgery. He uses this really vivid metaphor of circumcising their hearts so that they can finally love him the way they're supposed to and truly live. It's a wild admission, really. Moses is saying the ultimate solution has to come from God, not from them.
And you really can't overstate the influence of this book. For Judaism, the Shema is the absolute bedrock of the faith. For Christianity, when Jesus is asked what the most important commandment is, what does he do? He quotes the Shema. And for the rest of the biblical narrative, Deuteronomy is the key. It's the lens through which you're supposed to understand all of Israel's future triumphs and their tragic failures.
And so, fittingly, since Deuteronomy sets the stage for everything to come, this is where the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, ends, with the death of Moses. And it leaves us on this massive cliffhanger. I mean, all the big questions. How will God rescue the world? How can a holy God live with rebellious people? They're all just hanging there, totally unresolved.
And so Deuteronomy leaves us with this powerful, haunting question. Moses lays out the choice so clearly, life or death, blessing or curse. But in the same breath, he says their hearts are just too stubborn to get it right. And that tension is what drives the entire rest of the biblical story. How can a people with a stubborn heart ever truly choose life? And what is God going to do about it?